Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. Today is going to be breaking news, going to be my thoughts about the new name reveals, the digital vendors who are not really digital vendors, and this week in Action Figures news episode 17. So I'm going to make one big video so that we can all enjoy. So let's start by Hasbro Pulse. October 2025 London Comic Con. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. So, of course, this is one of the pictures of the vitrine that they had over there with some of the G.I. Joe classified. Bit surprised for now, but I guess they are going to be adding some figures on this one over here, due to the fact that we have got some name reveals, some also figures going up for pre-order. So without further ado, because most of this is already old news and most of this stuff already here is already available, except these guys up here, let's go into the new figures that are going to be coming out on the 4th of November. Will be going up on pre-order. So they are all retro figures, and they are going to be a general release, so no need to panic. Those are going to be available everywhere. So first one to come is Zap. And now Zap is a figure that a lot of people are kind of wanting, including me. This is an original 13 of the 1982 line. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting figure. I do like the fact that we're getting the helmet, this time without the visor. This is a helmet that should be given with some other figures. That means Duke. And I think there was another figure who also had this missing, who's a bit of a shame. Would like to see Hawk maybe with this kind of helmet also, and not this one with the mic. It doesn't really go. I can understand it's not really retro, but this does fit as a retro figure. So yeah, this figure looks amazing. This cannot wait to get it. I really like the fact that we're getting the laser rifle. That's a nice little add-on. They haven't forgot to give us the fist. The bazooka looks pretty cool. The way to attach the backpack is exactly the same. We're getting a pistol. If I want to be a bit nitpicky, I would have liked to see maybe a knife over here being stocked, but otherwise really great figure. So of course they show you this as a digital render, and straight away afterwards we get this, because this means it's already packaging and it's going to be leaving. Now the big question is, what do we know about this? Because these are all new figures. Of course there's the other ones, but what I'm really interested in, yes, they are all from Vietnam. So this is something of interesting. Now the question is, if they're coming in from Vietnam, Vietnam is not under the same tariff as China. So are they going to bring down the prices? That's going to be an interesting question. Let's continue with some of the pictures that were provided by Hasbro. So here's another picture of it. I'm kind of not really digging the kind of half smile he has over there. I would have preferred maybe a more relaxed face, but still happy to get Zap in the retro line. So yeah, pretty cool figure. Here's another close-up of him. I really cannot wait to get my hands on this one. This figure looks really fantastic. Now, the second figure who's coming in this is a bit of a surprise. They went for an expressive head sculpt, so I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to be talking a bit more about it when we're going to go into the parts of the figure. As you can see, most of this, if you have the Dragonfly, the HasLab Dragonfly, you're going to have the night version of this guy. So basically, you're getting exactly the same figure. There's a pistol, there's a knife. There's also, again, the machine gun, and you do have the stand that comes with every figure. Now, of course, I'm not going to reproach that he has missing mags. This is a retro figure, so he does look like the retro figure itself. Now, that box was not too bad, but over here, I mean, what's going on, Hasbro? Did you lose the license on the original figures that you were shipping out? Because this does not look at all like the original box from our friend Crazy Legs. Now, as you can see, there is a little bit of changes. He has a little bit less gear, doesn't have the hat, because let's be honest, the one that they did later on was based on the one from the 25th, 30th, 40th anniversary of G.I. Joe line, so he does have some extra gear, but the fact that he has an expressive head does not disturb me at all, due to the fact that I can use the one from the Night Force version and exchange the heads. So this is something that I'm really digging a lot about this figure. So yeah, really not bad at all. You could reproach that the helmet could have been done a bit differently, due to the fact this is the retro figure. Could complain about the gun, but I mean, he does look like the retro figure, and kind of impatient to get this guy over here. So let's have a close and huge look at it. Yeah, really digging this figure. The knife goes in over there. Yeah, so yeah, really great success for this figure. Now, this figure here is our female version of the Crimson Guard. Now, of course, as you can see, it comes with the plate, it comes with the fist. This means we have a figure that is going to be in the retro line. Of course, we don't have any fist on this figure, so again, Hasbro mixing everything up. I didn't notice it at first because I was looking, but again, why, if you're saying to us every retro figure comes with fists, why are you not putting them with it? I mean, again, yeah, Hasbro not knowing what they're doing with their brand is just mind-blowing on how they're doing all of this. Now, I do have a huge problem with this figure, and we'll be talking about it a bit more over here, but again, we're getting basically exactly the same weapons that we got with the regular one, the male version of the Crimson Guard. So here is the retro packaging of the Crimson Guard. Now, for me, this figure has nothing to do in the Crimson has something to do in the Crimson Guard. What I was meaning is she has nothing to do in the retro line. This figure has nothing of retro. This figure never came out in the 1982 to 1994 Real American Hero. So this figure has nothing to do in the retro line. This figure could have been added, let's say, to the mass device line, a cartoon line, doing something else. But this figure definitely has nothing to do in the retro line. So this is a bit Hasbro's throwing everything into this retro line that should not be there. So I'm really disappointed that they're going on to this kind of route where they're saying, well, we're doing retro figures, but they're not really retro figures because this one never came out. Anyway, let's continue. You have the file card over here. Of course, we have the figure itself. Now, would I have liked to see maybe an unmasked version of it? That could have been nice, but I can understand due to the fact that this was a retro figure, and I was hoping that it would not be joining the retro line. As you can see, there's a lot of details over here. So yeah, again, it's a bit of a shame that this figure is coming out in this line. Now, they talked again about the His Tank on their panel. So this is a picture from the London Comic Con panel, and they haven't given any price date and time frame. Now the question is, are they going to bring back the molds that they had in China and bring them into Vietnam so that they can diminish the cost? Because if there's going to be extra tariff on on China stuff, this one is going to cost an arm and a leg and might come up at a higher price than the one that HasLab produced back in the days. Now, like when the name reveals, we're going to be talking about all the ones that they revealed. So we got Taurus, Red Dog, Only Logic, we got Sergeant Slaughter in a pack with Mercer. So of course it was logic that we were going to get the two other Sergeant Slaughter Renegades. After it's continuing, we have the Hydro Viper. Now this is a bit of a surprise, because I would have liked to see maybe some other figures coming out before the Hydro Viper. Maybe is this to go with the new HasLab that's going to be coming out? I would have liked to seen something, because like Hasbro's thrown everything out of the window regarding what HasLab thing could be. But if they're going for a big vehicle for HasLab, who is bigger than or the same size as the, how do you call it, the Snowcat, or a bit bigger, they could go for the hydrofoil, the Cobra hydrofoil that came out in 1985. So yeah, I don't know why they're going with the Hydro Viper. It seems weird that we're jumping to figures that are really later on, and it does continue with Zanya, who's the daughter of Zartan. I mean, there's other Dreadnoughts missing. We have, of course, Thrasher, but he should be coming with the vehicle, and we have the other one, I can't remember, the one who comes with the skiff. Zanzibar, that's his name. Tripped for a moment, I forgot about it. I mean, why we're not getting those figures more than Zanya? Yeah, okay, why not? We will see how she looks when she comes out. But again, this is a figure who is a bit of a kind of a obscure figure because she appears a bit in the comics but does not do much. From my memory, and a bit surprising that they're going with that. The other one that was a huge surprise is Zartan Ninja Force. I mean, what the F Hasbro? I mean, why are you giving us this figure? I can understand that Zartan is a pretty popular figure, that you have done multiple versions of him, but why are you coming out with the Ninja Force? I mean, I understand that some people like it. I personally think it was garbage due to the fact that it had these kind of karate movements. They were spring-loaded. They were not being able to dismantle them, but they were still owing. So yeah, there was a few issues, and personally, I did not really enjoy all the kind of crazy colors on it, but afterwards, that's my point of view. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Did you like the Ninja Force? And tell me also what you think about the other figures that are being released and the name reveals. Tell me if I'm right, wrong. Let's start a conversation around this. Now, of course, like this is This Week in Action Figure News, episode 17. We're going to be talking about another figure that was released from our friends at Hot Toys, and this is going to be the Han Solo Empire Strikes Back version. I did a video about my thoughts about it, so if you want to go and check it out, you can go and check it out after this video. So yeah, do like the figure, do think still think that the hair piece is a bit weird, but the face sculpt looks fantastic compared to the one that they did for Return of the Jedi. Now, of course, this is going to be a quick little spoil of my little thumbnail that will be coming up. And on this, I'm going to be putting an end to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. I know that it's a bit funny that I'm doing breaking news, also my thoughts, and This Week in Action Figure News, but I guess there's not going to be much more stuff coming out for Sunday, so I wanted to give you a 3-in-1 video. So let me know if you like that, and let's start a conversation around these figures and tell me if you're liking that. If you want to see more news, you can watch some other videos, or you can go to my Facebook page, Instagram page. I haven't uploaded much new pictures, but if you're new to the channel and you haven't gone and seen, go and enjoy and have some looks at the pictures that I've taken, also the items that I have for sale. If you're in Europe and you're missing some items, you can go and check them out over there. The links are in the description. So until then, I'm going to wish you, if you're watching that today, this is going to be, it's Saturday, so I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And if you're watching that on another day of the week, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!